is kind of crazy. I just made it to work driving in, and of course I'm listening to the radio. I love to listen to the radio and sing along while while I'm driving in. It kind of gets me going for the day. And for the first time in 3 months, and this is so dumb, I was able to snap my fingers while I was listening to the radio. And it's kind of embarrassing to admit that I do that, but it's currently raining, so it's really encouraging. Beginning day 6 today, and it makes me really happy.
Okay, so it's about 2 p.m. on day 6 of this new diet. That's the first 3 days, well, 2.5 really, on the cleanse, and then going from there on phase 2. And so far been true to the diet, haven't cheated yet. I don't know if it's obvious from looking at me, but I still, as I said last night, am feeling tired. My body is aching. I know in the book it said some people suffered from muscle ache. I'm definitely having muscle ache in my legs, like right through here and then down the back side. And this shin feels like, or not shin, calf feels like it's cramping. But the aching was so bad last night that I couldn't really sleep very well. I kept getting up. The good thing is, my eye didn't bother me so much last night, so I did keep putting some drops in. I just kept putting these drops in every time I got up to go to the bathroom, which was like 4 times in the night. But I kept waking up due to leg pain. It wasn't like it was a sharp pain. It's more like I almost feels like a bone ache. But it makes me a little bit nervous because when I had serum sickness on the other TNF blocker or whatever they're called, like Humira and I forget the name of the other one, Remicade. I got serum sickness on both of those, and it gave me sort of like all over body pain, like fibromyalgia type pain, and that's how I'm feeling right now. So even holding my phone up like this out at arm's length, it's just killing my arm right now. Even when I went out and did yard work, just rolling up the extension cord just burned my arms everywhere I've had to use my muscles. So I don't know if that's, I mean, it's not a symptom that I've never had before, so I can't say it's exclusive to this diet. I mean, it's always possible that I've been on my Simzia long enough that I'm starting to have, coincidentally, serum sickness, but it's only been 1 day, so I don't know. And it may just be the muscle pains described in the book. But I still have a headache. My head is just constantly like boo, 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 throbbing. I have not really taken a lot of medicine for it. I think the first day I had a headache, I took some Tylenol. Mostly I just sort of deal with it. Because normally I would take like Excedrin, but because I've been having the issues with dry eyes and other things, I have not really wanted to take anything with caffeine. I would really like the caffeine boost right now. Yesterday I drank about 100 ounces, not quite, but about 100 ounces of water. So I feel like that was, well over the 64 ounces, or 8 to 10 cups a day that you're supposed to get. So 64 to 80 ounces. And today I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to drink over 80 ounces, just to stay on top of, the flushing out of my system. Also, I was reading through the book yesterday, and I remembered where it said that the cramping, may happen due to when you're flushing the toxins out, that you also flush out potassium and magnesium to low levels, and people have some side effects of that. So I took some potassium and magnesium supplements yesterday and again today. Well, it was kind of later yesterday evening when I took them, but then today I took them around lunchtime. So We'll see if that helps. I also had Jann start taking the same pills just in case she starts feeling any symptoms. But right now, so far, still struggling. For breakfast, and I didn't really eat breakfast this morning. I sort of did the fast, I guess. I waited until about 11 o'clock to eat a brunch. And so I had a couple of eggs. I just did eggs over easy, and a chocolate muffin in a cup. So that's equivalent of 3 eggs, and then the muffin. So that was my lunch. I haven't had any snacks today. I don't plan on it. I'm not really craving any snacks. Although I will say I did have the nuts mix. Jan's been eating the nut mix every day, and I had that for the first time yesterday for my 2 snacks. And holy cow, he's not kidding. That stuff is hard to stop snacking on. But Jann is getting a little tired of just eating the guacamole. She's never really a fan of guacamole. I love the guacamole. I could eat guacamole every day for a snack and never get tired of it. She's getting a little tired of it, so and the nuts. So she wanted to mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to try making the crackers today, the Paradox crackers, and we'll see how those go. And then for dinner, I think we're going to do the mushroom pizza again. I think we're going to make it for the kids this time. So, and those things are fantastic. The only downside to the mushroom pizza is the cheese. The buffalo cheese is buffalo mozzarella cheese is kind of hard to find. It's not. Well, we know where to buy it. There's only one store near us that carries it. A lot of the food seems expensive, and it definitely is more expensive so far that we've noticed, but it's worth it. If I'll happily buy expensive foods. And I'm not eating out. I used to eat out for lunch, even though I this is a stupid thing. I work from home, but most days I would go out for lunch. Some of it was just psychological to go outside and just get out, and now I'm replacing that with just sitting outside by the pool. I try to sit out there for 20-30 minutes at a minimum and just soak up the sun. And I don't put any sunscreen on because I'm only out there for a little bit of time. I do have to be careful because I'm in Arizona and the UV index can be off the charts on certain days. So, on those days I might only be outside for a limited amount of time, but yeah, so that's how I'm doing today. I will update a little bit later. I did order the oil. It's from the bulletproof.com website. I ordered their MCT oil. So we'll try that out, and hopefully it'll get here in a few days. And I did also order Dr. Gundry's Reds, whatever the Reds thing is. Just because I've always been a big fan of those ingredients, and I'm not eating them right now, and I used to eat a lot of those things in abundance, so I still want to get the benefits of those. And so I did order like 6 bottles of that because they give you like a discount for signing up for the newsletter, and then on their website on a certain page you can type in your email and it gives you a coupon code for additional 10% off. So I just got 6 bottles of it. That's 3 bottles a piece for me and Jann, and that'll last us about 3 months, and we'll give it a try and hopefully get those nutrients. Those are the only supplements that I've ordered so far. I'm not saying I won't order more. I'm more than willing to supplement. I'd rather pay for healthy supplements than dangerous and deadly injections I give myself every month, which are about $2,000 a shot. So well, my insurance pays for the bulk of it, but still, it just, holy cow, they're expensive. So anyway, that's my update for today. I'll check back in later if I have some additional detail. Okay, so here's something interesting. We're going to make the Portobello mushroom pizzas tonight. So I was at the supermarket buying some stuff, and I found these Portobello mushrooms for 2 for $5, and I was like, they're not that big. You can see it in my hand. And I don't have very big hands. And they were just kind of crappy looking. This was probably one of the healthiest looking ones, and then this one. So these are probably the 2 best ones, but then I went over to the health food store, and they sell them for $5 per pound. And these are half pound each. Or not quite a half pound each. They were almost a pound together. And I was just surprised at, because a lot of times the stuff at the health food store is way more expensive. But these portobello mushrooms were actually cheaper, bigger, and in better condition. So don't rule out your health food store or your health food grocers. Here in Arizona, it was Sprouts, which is just right down the road from us. So we buy a lot of stuff there. Got our eggs there today too. These pasture-raised Vital Farms eggs. So yeah, just thought I would kind of point that out. Now, of course, when I go to the supermarket, they may have a better selection, but just today it wasn't very good. And they're just more expensive. It's 2 for $5. And so these two right here were $5. These two right here were $5. So you decide. Here's the finished product. You can see point of reference with the fork how big this is. It's a big fork. So that's probably, I mean, it's nearly as big as my hand. This isn't a full-size plate, it's just like a side plate. But still, so juicy. So good. I just highly recommend these. Like, I'm seriously going to drink this oil when it's done because I think that's mostly the olive oil. And it's so tasty with the pesto remnant in there. I get a lot of the olive oil melted out of the pesto. So this would be kind of a dinner we would do in place of eating out because it's kind of a little bit fancier, but so good. It's just tasty as, like, you can't believe it's healthy.